Welcome to Secure Management Faculties, where your mind is key before you unlock what is seen. Secure Agent Dreyfuse. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we're going to be jumping into this shield principle image breakdown and the construction of why this shield was built in the first place, and also the symbolic references and meanings to each image that's embodied within the shield's perimeter. So first things first, I want to acknowledge also, by standard on this channel, if you want to make some extra currency, at the bottom you'll see it. If you got a gun to sell, follow the link. It's the first link on the bottom. You'll see it. It'll say gun selling link or something to that fashion, or sell your weapon, sell your gun. Click the link, make some extra currency, and also check out some other options that you may possibly have. With that said, let's jump into the meaning of this constructed shield image that I use on my channel. So first things first, I want to acknowledge the star here. The star is a representation of the principle, and that's usually a term that's used in executive protection, which is still bodyguard personnel security protection. And the principle is the most important factor of why you're protecting the other things. So the principle extends out to the reasoning behind the other things, which that is going to be acknowledged as we continue to move forward. The three personnel that you see that are right under that principle or in that triangle formation in front of that principle are directly associated with the symbolic image that they're across from. So that is not to be confused with anything else. This whole entire shield was meant and constructed with the intention and ability to understand that all these things inside of it work together as one realm. So I want to acknowledge this image, this first image, which is a representation, or more than just a representation, it is a server, and it's inside this box grid. So by default, we're going to be coming up with an example to what represents a server, and I'll explain it shortly. So let's make some branches here real quick, and let's put shower for one, okay, and let's put work, let's say that's for work shed, and then let's put shelter, right? Okay, so all these are representations of an extended function from a core threshold function, right? A server, or the server symbolically in this image, is represented as a central processing position, which creates value, right? Because the central processing position is what creates access to the showering area in this house example, because this represents home, right? This represents home, and a home does many things besides just give you shelter. It also can accommodate for work and resources, such as the work shed, if you will, and also rehabilitating and also hygienic purposes. That will be the shower room. And so what I'm getting at is that we're focusing on protection of the core central positions that create value, right? The central processing positions that create value, and also their branches that they extend out and what they create to that effect. And that can go into also a person being like that, such as a mother or father. What does a father provide in terms of branching out as him acting as a central processing position? You got to understand that a father provides what? He provides wisdom, right? A father provides protection, right? We know what that is. And a father also provides leadership. So with that said, as that person being that central processing position, they are what? And they are creating what? Value. And that needs to be protected. And that value extends to who that value is associated from, regarding to that person being a principal. Now we're going to continue to move forward, and as we move forward, we're going to establish ourselves towards the next symbolic reference, which is the lock here. And the lock represents a mechanism for keeping things fastened. And what this represents symbolically is most important for this whole entire image is the protection of the principle. Because if you don't protect the principle, there is no point for this whole entire shield entirely. The principle has to exist in order to give value to everything else that you're extending to, and it creates a branch effect, right, that makes them valuable in the first place. So again, this is also touching into the security occupation fundamentals of awareness as far as what you're protecting, and also is actually conducting you in a more compressed fashion to focus on what you need to protect self-defense wise. Why would you use self-defense in a form of physical training or in a form of transparent mental construct way of divulging your mental faculties out into the world? It will be because you're protecting what? You're protecting that value. You're protecting, obviously, yourself, so you can keep protecting the whole entire frame of the shield. And also, if you're the personnel, the bodyguard personnel I'm referring to, you'll be protecting the principle, so the principle's other extensions can be what? Again, back to the same thing, protected. So, with that said, let's continue on to the last symbolic image, which represents information. And this symbolic image looks like that, particularly because the fact that this tower case and also the monitor are highly arbiters of represent symbolic imagery that represents what? Intel. Is that simple. We're talking about intelligence at this point. A collection of intelligence that it refers to the soft or the hard intelligence, right, of a person. And what does that mean, soft or hard intelligence? That simply is referring to, if you're talking about soft intelligence, that's everything that's mentally construct, transparent, that cannot be grasped physically. What they like, what's their limitations in regards to what they get mad about. What is their niches about when they're in the form of position, right? Do they hate this type of thing, or do they like this type of thing? It doesn't matter what it is. The point is that is a transparent basic intel on a person that needs to be protected. And also, like I said, acknowledging all the way back to the hard intel, those are the physical things that are obvious, like the food, the clothes they wear, the devices they use, the preference, height, build, and things that, not preference, but height and build, all the things that transfer or transform into physical existence, if you will. So with that said, secure management faculties, where your mind is key before you unlock what is seen. Secure Agent Dreyfus. Appreciate all who observed and attend in watching my shield banner, my shield image, and thumbnail overview. And now you can see there's actual value ingested. There was actually a train of thought invested into the secure management faculties shield banner. Again, to end it all off, you're protecting the value, you're protecting what is important that exists, and you're protecting the information, and most of all, you're protecting the principle that is the core importance and the core focus of why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. Again, appreciate all who observed. See you on the next upload.